On this week's episode, we've got breaking news about the upcoming Han Solo film that could either be terrible news or very terrible news. What does it mean for the tone of the film? Whose fault is it? Why does this keep happening? Summer of Heroes has a sizzling new edition, but does anyone even care? Fantasmic, Rivers of America, and the Disneyland Railroad now finally have official opening dates. Not soon enough, though. DuckTales also has release dates and an opening sequence sneak peek. Also, Cruz Ramirez hits Cars Land, Jack Kirby, a belated legend, D23, and more on this shaved episode of the MousePIRE Podcast. Hi, I'm Anthony.
I'm Shadow. I'm Diggs.
And welcome to MousePIRE, your source for Star Wars, Disney, and everything in between. This is the podcast where both empires collide.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
What is this?
In the tiki room, all the birds sing words and the flowers croon. In the tiki room.
Made you look.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve the mystery or rewrite history.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
And woohoo!
Hey, what's up, peepos? And yes, that was some DuckTales right there. So that's the new opening for the new DuckTales coming up on Disney XD.
Yes, we had plenty of DuckTales news last week, and of course, as always, it never fails for news to come out on Wednesday, right after we've recorded. And in this case, it was the release of the DuckTales, not only the theme song, but the video that goes along with it. And then we have a premiere date of the movie and the series. But before I get to that, I want to talk about the theme song, but not particularly the theme song, but the video that goes with the theme song. Because it's the DuckTales theme song. It's just different. It's like a bunch of kids singing, or I don't know, girls.
You know what? It's better than when we were singing it.
I'll be the judge of that. But before, when DuckTales was first announced and stuff, I had talked about the obvious influence on some of the concept art of Carl Barks, the artist of the original DuckTales, or not DuckTales, but the original Scrooge McDuck comic book, and that there was obviously going to be more influence from him in this series than in the original series. And after seeing this and everything, and what people have been posting online, that it's obvious that this isn't going to be necessarily more of a continuation or a reboot of the original DuckTales cartoon series. This is a DuckTales cartoon series based on the comic book.
Oh.
That's what this is leading more towards. If you watched it, right?
Yes.
You know how it almost has that comic book page, like they're jumping from one panel to the other, and you got some of the shots where you got the multiple panels.
Yeah.
It almost has a comic book feel to it. And then there were several instances. One of the instances that I had mentioned last time about the Carl Barks influence was a shot of Huey and Dewey and Louie and Webby on the back of a rhino, and there was definitely a Carl Barks influence there. But there's several different shots in the trailer, or not trailer, it's the opening.
Opening credit.
The opening credit sequence that are definite Carl Barks influences. There's a scene of Scrooge and all the kids in a room with a bunch of money. Well, there's a clear influence with a piece of Carl Barks art that's basically exactly the same thing. There's actually in the opening, it's like a giant with a lobster or a giant crab or something, where the other one looks more like the dodo or something from Looney Tunes. There's another couple other shots, but one of the most important shots that a lot of people were talking about was the one with there's a shot where there's a ship in the background with red sails. Now that's directly from a comic book story called Scrooge and the Flying Dutchman. Not only from the actual comic itself, but also from a great piece of artwork that Carl Barks did in homage to his original artwork. So it's actually been homaged twice, once by himself. So I'm glad to see that all these influences. And then there's another thing that I've only seen a couple people mention, but I think it's super obvious, and that's the fact that Donald is clearly going to be a big part of this show, as opposed to the original one where he's in the Navy. In the Navy.
You can sail the 7 seas.
In the Navy.
That's all I got.
Donald can get in trouble because he was always getting in trouble in the Navy.
Yeah.
But that's why that was how to explain why he wasn't in the series, because I don't know what that decision was. Because in the comic books, Scrooge was there, but Donald was actually always there as well, which is another reason why I think it's safe to say that this new series is going to be more of a direct homage to the comic book series as opposed to the original TV series. Now, obviously, there's homages. I want to talk about jacked up Mrs. Beakley, too, for a second here, because, wow, you saw what she looks like, right?
I got to see it again.
Oh, stand by. I'm showing this guy.
Well, why are you showing him that? It kind of explains why Donald has that Navy costume all these years. How long has he been in the Navy? Shouldn't he be retired already?
Reserves.
Oh, because most of the time you put in 20 years, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yes, I see.
Yeah,
that.
Mrs. Beakley looks a little jacked up. I mean, she looks like
does.
she's about ready to kick some butt, like she used to be MI6 or something.
Right?
Definitely nothing like the rather, let's just say, portly Mrs. Beakley, Mrs. Beakley of the original series. But yeah, definitely, it definitely appears that Donald is going to be a major character. So you're going to have Donald and Scrooge running around, which is good. But I think you're definitely going to look at that. You're going to have a lot of homages to old stories in the comic book. You may even have some homages to some in the original series. Or some of the stories in the original series were also homages to some stories. Now, something occurred to me, and I'm wondering if there's a specific reason for this. That I threw out all those names last week. We've gotten casting for almost every character, except for Magica.
Oh.
We don't know who's playing Magica. Now, it's undoubtedly she'll be in it. We haven't seen her. She hasn't been in any of the concept art. She wasn't in the opening. She was in the comic book. She's an OG from the comic book. So there's no reason to think that they're not going to use her. But then what if they she was overused in the original series, we're not going to use her.
Or maybe season 2.
Or maybe season 2, exactly. I don't know. It just seems very conspicuous that we have not yet to see anything about her, about who's playing her, and she's definitely not in the opening theme, which obviously she was, pretty big in the original opening.
She's in the Navy.
There you go. She's in the Navy. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, Donald's just cosplaying.
Right. Now, as I was, we also got a poster, which the poster, of course, was where we got the date. Now, when I first heard about this, this guy over here first told me that this news was out. All I kept seeing was August 12th, August 12th. That's all I saw. Nobody was mentioning the second date until later I saw the second date. Because the poster, of course, has August 12th on it. The poster's kind of cool. They're fighting Mushu. Oh, no, wait. Oh, and you know what? Something you do see in the poster that I don't think you see anywhere, have you seen anywhere else? You do see what looks like the money bin in the bottom of the poster. So it seems that that might be making a reappearance. But so we're going to have a 1-hour TV movie on August 12th, and then the series itself will debut on September 23rd, with, of course, probably being a 30-minute. Now, something else that I think I only saw one person report on, and that's they're going to be playing the TV. They're going to be playing the 1-hour movie for 24 hours straight.
I saw that. It said 24 hours of that movie, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, so for 24 hours, Disney XD is going to play the DuckTales TV movie.
So there shouldn't be any excuse why I didn't see it.
Exactly. You can make all your excuses once the series starts, but the TV movie, it'll be on for 24 hours, and then I'm guarantee it's going to be replayed over and over again between now or between the 12th, August 12th, and when the series starts in September. Now, I don't like this whole having a big space in between, but it's something that we've come to get used to, kind of between, although they didn't do it this last season with Rebels, or they're not going to do it this year with Rebels, but they did it the last 2 years with the first 2 seasons with Rebels. They did it with Tangled. They did it with Lion Guard, and that's doing this 1-hour TV movie to kick off the series.
Yeah.
And then having the series start sometime later. Now, either you got like quite sometime later, like you've had with Rebels, or you're going to have with DuckTales, or you have like with Tangled where it was just a week later. I'd prefer a week later, but, you know, it's either that or they're like, oh, well, we'll just make you wait until September for the movie, too. Like, no, that's cool. It's cool. I'm okay. Sorry. So I'm excited. We pretty much got all the announcements we can get for now for DuckTales, unless they want to spring a Magica on us.
Yes, huh?
But other than that, that's pretty much everything that I was expecting, and all the things I said we were missing last week was a theme song and
A date.
a date.
Yeah.
We got all that. So cool. Woo!
Woohoo.
You know what's not so cool?
What?
Is the news that we got today.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure what to... I mean, there's going to be a lot of other blogs and podcasts that are going to probably analyze this to death, and I'm not really going to do it because I don't really know what to say. But the directors of Han Solo have
Flown the coop.
I keep saying that they've left, and then I also keep seeing that they got fired. I don't know which it is. I don't know if they left because of I've seen they left because of creative differences, but then I keep seeing posts that say they got fired by Kathleen Kennedy.
Maybe they left because they got fired.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that would be a good reason to leave.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that come up. It just happened or something when I saw the post. I don't know, because it said like 43 minutes or something. That's how old the post was, and then I sent it to you for you to check that out. Yeah, it was crazy to see that they were now gone. So now we have to start all over again.
It's really weird that this is the movie that we're getting directors leaving, because for the last week and a half or last week, all you heard was about Colin Trevorrow, because Colin Trevorrow is the one directing Episode 9. A movie called Book of Henry came out.
Okay.
That's directed by Colin Trevorrow.
Oh, okay.
Apparently the movie is a train wreck. It's a garbage fire. It's really, really bad, supposedly. At least that's what the critics are saying. So automatically... Oh, and of course there's about the way females are being treated in the movie. So, of course, it created questions about Colin Trevorrow, and, is Episode 9 going to be also really bad, and you got female leads and all kinds of stuff. How is he going to handle? Is he going to handle Ray? Blah 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 blah. So you got all this debate going on over that. So it's really, really, I don't know if it's ironic or if it's just stupid or just like what the heck's going on that you would have all that controversy all over Colin Trevorrow with episode 9, and then all of a sudden we got Lord and Miller leaving Han Solo middle of production. They still got 3 weeks left of shooting. They're not even done shooting the movie, and now you got the directors leaving because of they weren't being allowed to do the movie they wanted because Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm were being too hold-handy.
Well, I would say maybe the Book of Henry is really bad considering Baywatch did better than that this weekend.
Now I want to go see Baywatch.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Sorry.
That's what Kennedy said.
Whoa. So back to Lord and Miller. Now, there's obviously there's been questions about the Star Wars directors with Gareth Edwards not having much experience, Colin Trevorrow not having much experience, and Rian Johnson, that those guys were young directors. They don't really have much under their belt, especially studio stuff. You know, everybody figured Lord and Miller were locks. I mean, they've got studio stuff under their belt. They got the Lego movie. They got 21 Jump Street franchise. They've got all those under their belt. Everybody figured, oh, this is great. Some people were even, the only reason that they thought the Han Solo movie was a good idea was because these guys were directing. And now all of a sudden these guys are leaving because they feel like that Lucasfilm hasn't been giving them enough freedom. And it kind of makes you think back to what happened with Gareth Edwards and Rogue One, how you had the reshoots done by Henry Gilroy. And then, even though now with Rian Johnson, everybody seems fairly impressed with everything he's doing. So hopefully that'll be fine. But it's really a shock to have these guys just up and leave in the middle of the production. It's just where's it leave? Were they trying to do a lighthearted take, and Disney wants it more to be more serious now? Why they want that? Why did they hire these guys to begin with, knowing what kind of movies that they do, if they weren't going to let them do their vision to begin with? Because those sort of things really are kind of pissy to begin with, is that why hire somebody to do what they do and then not let them do what they do?
Let's just put Tim Burton and Danny Elfman together in that movie and see what goes on.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you saw the news this week. It doesn't really pertain to this podcast, but
I did see that news.
Danny Elfman was replaced with Josh Whedon brought Danny Elfman in on Justice League.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty cool.
The guy that was the original guy doing the music for Justice League that, what's his face, Zack Snyder had hired, he's mad.
Whoa.
His name's Junkie XL or something. He has a weird name. I'm like,
with a name like that, that's probably why I said, never mind. We're all like, we don't need no rave in this movie.
But yeah, that's exciting news for Justice League, at least for the music.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, are they going to... I see a lot of jokes out there. One of the first jokes I saw was because, today Daniel Day-Lewis announced that he was retiring from acting.
Yeah.
The first thing I saw was, oh, they should hire Daniel Day-Lewis to finish the movie. And then I saw somebody else say, oh, they should have Donald Glover direct the rest of the movie. I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what kind of directing he has. I don't know if he directed any episodes of Community. But, I mean, it's not unheard of in TV to have actors direct, obviously. But
yeah.
Just, I don't know if they're going to bring in somebody like Henry Gilroy to finish it. Or are they going to have Lawrence Kasdan finish it? I don't know. Because he was one of the other ones that they say Lord Miller was having conflict with.
I want to know what the conflict was. I want to know, what their ideas were versus, the other ideas. Like, no, we don't want that. We want this. I would like to know that.
I want to know if it was a tone thing, like with what with Rogue One, except for maybe the opposite. Maybe what we originally thought with Rogue One, the director because with Rogue One, we thought that Disney wanted to lighten the tone.
Yeah.
But then they actually ended up wanting it darker. They let him have it darker.
Yeah, everyone died.
Right. But with Han Solo, we got Lando Calrissian, we got young Han. It should be lighthearted. There should be a lot of joking. You hire a couple guys that have done, the Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street. I mean, clearly you don't get, that's lighthearted.
Yeah.
So clearly they knew what they were getting into when they hired these guys. Clearly they knew what kind of tone they wanted to bring in the movie, which was clearly going to be lighthearted. I mean, you got Woody Harrelson in there, who can be dramatic, but then he could also bring the light tone at the same time. But maybe for some reason, I just don't know what it is that Kathleen Kennedy and Lawrence Kasdan thought that if they wanted something else, we won't know what that was until probably many years from now when a making of book or something comes out, or
say maybe some leaked footage later down the line.
I am curious to know that. That'd be, something interesting to see. And it could have been this way because this is the way the directors wanted it, but now it's not going to be that way. It's going to be a different way. That's something I would like to know.
We're gonna have to wait to DVD.
I guess.
It's really concerning because a lot of people really were, like I said, were only interested in this movie because of the directors. Because a lot of people didn't think that Han Solo needed to be done. They would rather seen like young Obi-Wan or like in between Obi-Wan or something like that.
Is there going to be a skinny Jabba?
He's just gonna look like a little slug. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this movie. I mean, we don't know how much what's left on it. Is it going to put the movie behind?
That's what my next question was going to be. Is it now? Is this going to be behind schedule? Because now they got to get a new director, and now we have to wait another 6 months.
Right, because we're supposed to be getting it in May of next year. So now are we going to get that thing where? And now it's gonna. They keep trying to go to May, but then every time they try to go to May, something happens, and now it's gonna get pushed to May till December of 2018.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, because of that, they're gonna want to push episode 9 to December of 2020 or 19.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're gonna have to wait and see. In the statement, Kathleen Kennedy says that an announcement on replacement director will come soon. I'm getting a really bad feeling. I don't even want to say that because too many people were using that line, and they were even getting yelled at by some other bloggers or tweeters before using that line. But it's not good. That's all I'm going to say. It's not good. And I'm getting that Superman 2 vibe.
Oh.
Where, I don't know how much you guys know about Superman 2, but
I saw it.
Yeah, that's a tale of two movies. The ending of that movie is really, really bad because they changed directors in the middle of the movie.
I didn't know that one.
All the good stuff in Superman 2 was shot by Richard Donner, the director of the first movie.
Yeah.
But then he had conflict with the producers, and they brought in another director. In fact, the guy who directed The Three Musketeers with Michael York.
Oh, okay.
The guy who directed that, they brought him in, and he finished the movie, and he's the one that came up with the whole, if I kiss Lois Lane, she's going to forget that I'm Superman. Really? That was his idea. And
okay.
Richard Lester, that's his name. But yeah, a lot of the bad stuff in Superman 2 was because they
dropped the last 45 minutes of it.
Right, they dropped Richard Donner and they replaced him with Lester, and they basically, like I said, it's a tale of two movies. And is that what this is going to be? Are we going to have a tale of two movies? Is Han Solo going to be the Superman 2 of the Star Wars? Is it going to be? Was it going to be like, that could have been a great movie, but
right,
not good. It's not good. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Last Jedi. Focus.
Right.
6 months.
Yeah.
imagination.
Whoa. Don't hurt yourself over there.
Sorry, I'm getting excited. We're getting close.
Very, very close.
We're getting real close.
So, yeah, of course, they finally announced the date that Fantasmic will return. And I'm sure everyone has heard by now that it will return on July 17th, which is Disneyland's 62nd anniversary. So nothing says 62nd anniversary like they return on Fantasmic on a Monday. Yeah.
Back at Erms.
I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I'm expecting a soft opening the weekend before. Just saying that right now, but
Yeah, so we're still sticking to that 14th.
yeah, but yeah,
You're only hearing that here. We're not telling nobody on social media because
no,
you know
we're
what?
not.
Screw them.
Exactly. So, hey, we'll be in the parks on July 14th, just to let you guys know. But yeah, the return of Fantasmic will return with its imagination and its dragons and pirates and lions. Oh my!
And you know what else?
What else?
Fire!
Fire! Yeah. So you know what? We've been talking about this forever. We're excited for it. We can't wait for it to come back. So we will be there on July 14th and 17th to check out Fantasmic. And I'm hearing that some new stuff is going on with Fast Passes as far as rides and the Fantasmic show and World of Color. So you guys just keep an eye out for that. We're going to be talking about that later. Not today. Maybe today. I don't know. But as soon as we get more word.
We are getting closer to the Fast Pass thing that we've been leading up to because we have been seeing some of the Fast Pass kiosks uncovered.
Oh, yeah.
We actually, when we were at Disneyland, we saw the Big Thunder Mountain one uncovered.
Yeah.
Not that I don't even know how they could cover that one, but we saw it and we see what they look like now. So,
yeah, I'm just hearing something's going to happen tomorrow. So,
right.
Meaning Wednesday, so yesterday or 2 days ago.
Right, that's
So-
that's from Laughing Place or somebody.
I saw it from some. I didn't see the Laughing Place one.
Oh, because the one we first talked about was from Laughing Place.
Yeah, but someone today said something. Tomorrow something's going to happen.
Okay, so now we got a few different people talking about it.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're going to be at the park yesterday,
A couple of days ago.
yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, yeah, Fantasmic will return July 17th, and they will have 3 shows for the first week. The very first week, you'll have a...
That's at least.
No, I saw the schedule already.
Oh, I mean, but so you've already seen the
I
schedule
had
the week after?
Yeah, I had the official schedule. And the very first week, you'll have 3 showings, 9 o'clock, 10:30, and 11 something.
Yeah, it's the same as what it was originally when we were getting those third shows. I always like that third show. It's hardly any people there.
Yes,
You
exactly.
can stand wherever you want.
All right, so yeah, it's 9 o'clock, 10:30, and 11:30. So that's pretty cool. Remember back in the day, they had the 3 shows. It was like 11:45, and then you leave the park, and the park's already closed, but you still have Fantasmic going. That was back in the day. So
That
yeah.
was fun times in the park.
So yes, the very first week, like I said, they will have the 3 showings of Fantasmic, and then after that,
And that's from Monday to Sunday.
so yes, Monday through Sunday, 3 showings, and then on Monday, the 24th, you'll have just the regular 2 showings at 9 o'clock and 10:30 for the rest of the summer. Now, if it is that busy, you can expect them to do a 3rd show. So, but just let everyone know the very first week you have 3 showings, and after that it's just 2 showings for the rest of the summer.
Now, we know from experience that especially after they implemented the Fast Pass system for Fantasmic, that sometimes they have added shows day of.
Yeah.
They've made the announcement. We've heard Bill.
Right. And then also the Fast Passes are for the first 2 shows, and I believe the 3rd show you don't have to have a Fast Pass.
I think this is the same way it was last time.
Yes. Yeah. I'm just going to put that out there. We haven't heard anything about that, but I believe that's the way it works.
But then again, it's entirely possible that because the 3rd show is scheduled,
Right.
they may do Fast Passes
Right.
for the 3rd show.
That's another thing. So we're not sure yet, but if we hear more about that, we'll let everyone know.
Right, because obviously in our experience, most of the time when there has been a third show, it's been added day of, so there wasn't a fast pass. But in this case, since it's scheduled, it's possible that they may do a fast pass, especially if they're expecting large quantities.
Now, I'm sure everyone knows that Tom Sawyer's Island is open now. It opened on the Friday. We still haven't went over there yet, but yeah, we're going to go over there pretty soon.
Yeah, they were like, oh, this stuff's going to open this time next month, this time next month, and this time next month. Oh, but by the way, Tom Sawyer's Island's opening tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, what?
So yeah, Tom Sawyer's Island or Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. I don't know what it's called. We don't have a sign anymore.
I call it the island.
Well, we call it Island.
Island, yes. Island.
So yeah, that's open, so you guys can go over there and check out what they did over there. And then we have dates for Mark Twain.
Mark Twain.
Columbia and the Canoes will reopen on July 29th. So if you guys want to go on the canoes and work for, I don't know, go to work on an attraction, I'm still not going on a canoe. I don't want to.
I've been on the canoe when I was young.
Well, but yeah, me too, I believe. I don't.
All right,
remember.
well, that's it. We did our service.
So yeah, those.
Bring back the Mike Fink kill boats, and I'll go on that.
We already got our citizen button anyway.
I miss that.
So do I.
Yeah. All right, so yes, the Rivers of America attractions will reopen on July 29th, so you guys can go and enjoy that. And then also, we have the opening of the Disneyland Railroad.
Woo-woo!
And that also will open on July 29th. And like we talked about before, that they are putting in some projectors over there, Primeval World, so it's going to be pretty cool to see what they did there. And then we get to see the Grand Canyon again.
Yeah.
It was so grand.
So you know what I'm going to do is I think on the 29th, I will go on the railroad and probably sit on there for about 3 hours. Along with everybody else. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
It depends on how hot it is that day.
Yes, it's going to be pretty hot, I believe.
I think we should rename the island to MousePIRE Island.
MousePIRE Island.
There we go. We'll move the check-in spot over there.
Or one of the check-in spots over
We'll have a special check-in spot over there. MousePIRE's booty.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we got dates finally. Everyone's been waiting for, and we got them. So we will be there on those days we mentioned earlier to check out everything.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed, to be honest, because nothing's opening August 21st.
Oh yes, the day after the electrical parade leaves.
Yes.
We'll see on that. Maybe they'll say, "Oh, extended through Labor Day, the electrical parade."
There's no reason now for why not to have them just that extra week.
There is no reason.
There's absolutely no reason.
No. So yeah, if they do extend the electrical parade till Labor Day, well, you heard it here first. So yeah, pretty cool. We are excited. I can't wait to get over there on the reopening of Fantasmic. Check out the new show. There's going to be so many people there, so we are going to wait for the 11:30 show. That's all I know. Hey, you know what? I will be around the area. You know, I'm not going to try to get a seat or stand somewhere or get a fast pass.
We're just going to walk back and
But
forth.
we will be around that area.
You're talking about on the Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, what we do is we go over, like, around, I don't know what time, we go over to Hungry Bear or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Hang out at Hungry Bear, and then just boom.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll just hang around and see what's going on and things like that. So, yeah, we're excited about that. So don't forget, July 17th, go check out Fantasmic. It's going to be pretty cool. And celebrate the 62nd anniversary of Disneyland.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're taking a lot of pictures.
Well, you know what you can take a picture of?
What?
Cruz Ramirez.
Yes.
Yeah, she is now in the parks over there at Cars Land. She actually made her debut on Friday, which is, of course, the same day the movie opened. So we knew that was coming. They had the billboard over there with a wall around it.
Yes.
Anthony loves the walls.
Yes.
The wall.
Yeah,
And
in fact, I think I had asked you a couple weeks ago about whether Cruz or Jackson Storm were going to come to the park. I was a little surprised that we didn't get an announcement about Jackson Storm.
I think he's caught in some bad weather. I'm not sure.
Right.
Maybe we have to watch the movie, see what happened to him.
Now, I have a quick question about the movie. Have you seen the movie yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I just want you to know that there is a reference in the movie by Mater to one of our favorite bears and a certain song. I don't know if you saw that.
Someone spoiled it to me, and I saw a posting, and then I just I don't want to see this post, and I blocked them. So, yeah, screw those people. But, yeah, I heard, but I don't want to talk about it. So, yes, the movie came out on Friday. Cruz Ramirez is over at Cars Land, and you could take pictures with her. That's pretty cool. I haven't gotten my chance to go over there yet to take any pictures.
Where is she?
She's over there in the picture spot where Maynard comes. And
okay, by the Cozy Cone?
Yes, because I did see a video of her going over there, so, yeah.
I mean, you never know because, all they ever do is post that picture of her at the other end.
Yeah,
going into Paradise Pier.
Yeah, there was some kind of. We saw a picture of. There was some kind of photo, like it
was a backdrop.
But
of the Cozy Cones.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. The picture we saw.
I didn't see that one. The only one I saw was of her at the other end of the trail.
Oh, yeah, the one Disney put out.
Yeah, the one Disney put out.
Oh, right.
Her with the racers in the background.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, well, I doubt that she's going to be right there.
Yeah, no, we saw, like I said, it was some kind of backdrop, and I was trying to figure out where it is, because the side of the picture you can see, what's behind it. But I couldn't tell where it was, but I did see some video of her, driving in, how people take pictures and stuff like that, and other people's pictures with her. So, yeah, she's over there, Cozy Cone, chilling over there. Anyway, yeah, head over to Cars Land. You got your new photo op with a new character, Cruz Ramirez from Cars 3. That's pretty cool. And hopefully we will get over to the theater to check out the movie.
No Jackson Storm, because I guess you can't have pictures with villains. Our villains.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not even sure if he's really that much of a villain.
No, I don't think so.
Are you hungry? Well, they are. It's time for Fat Time in the Parks.
Yes, Fat Time in the Park. So we have a quick little Fat Time. First of all, I want to start with hot dogs on the parade route at Disneyland. So I took a picture of the cart there. I took it like a week or two ago, but I just haven't, posted it, and I finally posted it. And then, of course, Disney announced hot dogs on the parade route.
Hot dog?
So, yeah, hey, you guys can get hot dogs on the parade route. They have a cart there now. Back in the day, they used to have a cart with someone pedaling a bike. So it was like a bike pedaling cart, and they had hot dogs that way that went up and down the street. That was pretty cool. But now they have these hot dog carts, and I noticed it says on there that the hot dogs are $6, which is a good price. Because I believe they're $7.25, $7.50 at Cars, or not Cars Land, but over there, DCA, they have a hot dog cart by Cars Land, and I believe it's set $7.50 or something. When we were there, I didn't take a picture of it. I was going to take a picture, and I forgot about it. And then they also had the cart over there across the way from Mermaid, over by where Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde take their pictures. So, yeah. So, you know what? If it's a $6 hot dog, I would go to Disneyland and get it.
Now, that's not one of those things. Those hot dogs from those carts at DCA don't come with chips or something, do they?
No.
It's just a hot dog.
Yeah.
I don't understand how they could be so inconsistent with their pricing. Unless it's a quote-unquote introductory price.
I think they only sell soda, too, right? It's just the hot dog next to the soda thing. That's about it. There's no chips.
You know what? I don't know. I have to take my pictures. All right, yeah, I'm looking at my picture, and yes, it's just hot dog.
No soda or nothing.
They might have a cart next to it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But the cart there I have is just hot dogs.
And obviously, since it's on a cart, that's already includes tax and everything, right?
Right.
It's not like an issue of tax like that we've had before.
So yeah, it does say it includes tax on the thing, but yeah, it's just a cart. When we were there on. When did we go? Saturday? I don't remember if there was another cart next to it, but I mean, I would say there was going to be a cart with drinks and stuff, but yeah, this just has the hot dogs and that's it. And there's no chips or anything. So, and I don't believe that the chips come with the other hot dog and DCA. They do have chips there, but I don't think it comes with it. So you know what? When we go to the parks next, we'll be checking that out to see.
Even then, chips are not worth $1.50.
No. So yeah, we'll go and check the park and see the prices on both. But yeah, hot dogs on the parade route at Disneyland. They were located right by the Matterhorn and the restrooms over there by Alice in Wonderland. So yeah, go grab some hot dogs while you're walking up to Matterhorn. All right, so I actually went over to DCA.
You got to shave.
And it wasn't 2 bits. So yeah, I got a shave ice, and I got the, what was it called? Whisper Blue. I believe that's what it's called.
Right.
And it's blue, raspberry, lime, and sugar on top.
Yeah, and that's the Yondu themed one.
It was pretty good. I mean, the thing that I really liked about it was the sugar on top. Now,
pretty pleased.
I think I talked about how much sugar is in there anyway, because I did work with shave ice before, and the whole drink is basically just sugar, a lot of sugar water, and then concentrate flavor. So it's a lot of sugar, but you know what? The little sugar crystals on top with that little stars and stuff was really good. I liked it a lot. You know, I'm not gonna review the shave ice because I used to eat the shave ice all the time. So it's just water and ice and flavor. So it's nothing big, but
it's all about the combo, though. I mean, how the combo goes together.
Well, it was good. I mean,
like at some point, the one with the condensed milk.
Yeah, that one we can review because it has something different than just sugar flavored water. But yeah, I mean, I thought the little sugar crystals on top were really good. I like that one a lot. I did tell Anthony I almost got that one with the condensed milk, but I was going to wait for him so he can try that too. But yeah, it was really good. You guys should go over there and try it out. They are $5. Not bad because that's the same thing you get at a fair. It's $5. So as long as Disney doesn't go stupid and, decide to try to sell for $7, I would buy it at $5. It's worth it. And I talked about last time how when we make shave ice, we want to make sure we make it tall enough so it's worth the $5 that we're charging. I would say they did a good job on how high the ice went, so it was worth the $5. So yeah, I would suggest you guys go and try that if you guys haven't tried that already.
Ryan, just for reference on the sparkly that he's referring to that goes on top. If anybody did have it was the blue lightsaber churro when they were in the park, it is the same blue sugar with stars stuff that was on those. So if you guys had tried one of those and you guys remember the topping that was on the lightsaber churro, it's the same exact topping.
So yeah, go over there and try that. That's over at, what's it called? Bit Frosty?
Biff Frost.
Biff Frost?
Biff Frost. Is it Biff Frost or Biff Frosties?
I think it's Frosties.
Biff Frosties.
Yeah. Over there in the back lot area where the drink me was, so yeah, and the stage, right next to the stage.
It's the one closest to the Avengers Initiative show.
Yeah. So yeah, go try that out. I really suggest that, and I liked it a lot, and I can't wait to go try the rest of them. Of course, I think there's one there actually I don't want to try, but anyway. Also, when we were there on Saturday, Shadow and I went right over to the Paradise Pier Ice Cream Company.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it was hot.
Hot.
And we needed to get cooled off.
Because that shave ice wasn't enough to get cooled off.
Well, I didn't get to the shaved ice that day.
Different day.
Yeah, the shaved ice I went on the Thursday.
Oh, okay.
And we'll talk about that later.
They needed cooled off twice.
Yes, twice in 1 week.
Different cool refreshment.
So yeah, we went over there. We had ice cream. Shadow had vanilla. I had the chocolate and vanilla swirl. And you know what? It was really hot that day, and we're walking around, and It actually did cool me off. I noticed by the time we walked from there to Buena Vista Street, I felt a little cooler. Yeah.
Bring down your core temperature.
Yes, it did. It did, actually. So, yeah, we went over there to grab that. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already had ice cream from that area or from that place. It's really good. I mean, we love it. And we always just get it in a cup because, you have a cone and it's like 90 degrees outside and you're trying to eat the ice cream. It's just going to melt all over you. So
Yeah, basically you're just going to lick your hand all day.
So, yeah, we just get it in a cup. I think it's easier that way because if it melts, it's just going to... Whoa,
It becomes
Anthony.
a shake.
Whoa, Anthony.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so if it melts in the cup, you're covered. You're not going to get all over you.
Melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
Except when it's 90 degrees outside. So, yeah, so we had a little fat time in the parks. It was really good. And I did post a picture of both of the shave ice and the ice cream we had. Well, at least my ice cream.
I want some ice cream.
I know, ice cream sounds good.
Let's go to Disneyland after this.
Real quick, before we move on to the next thing, I just wanted to point out that we did get verification from John Shepler that over there at Nowhere, we had talked about when Nowhere opened that they probably would not have the AP discount because they are not a kitchen anymore. They're in a thing just like the food and wine and all that. And we did get verification that there is no discount. So if you guys did not get your obviously nachos or tacos or any of that stuff while they were still at the food truck, dirty, missed out. No discount now for any of those things at Nowhere Eats, but you still can go to the food truck and get the things that are there, the falafel and the sub sandwich, the hero sub, the Milano drink, and the parfait.
Oh, yes.
You can still get all of those items with the discount over there at the food truck. But
that's AP discount.
Yes, we're talking about AP discount. But now that the other items have moved to Nowhere Eats, there is definitely no AP discount. So
yeah, and
let you guys know that.
Let's talk about the prices, too, real quick.
Dirty.
The prices went up over there at the Nowhere Eats booth compared to when they were at the truck. Now, me doing a little investigation, we do have pictures of the prices at the truck and the pictures over there at the booth now.
There's a 50-cent difference, right?
Yes, it's a big difference. And, we can say that when you order at the truck, you are charged the price plus tax. At the booth, supposedly tax is included in the price. But when we did our math, and I know we don't do math, but we did do some math because I do have a calculator. When I did the math, it still was overpriced.
Well, yeah, because we figured that it was a 50-cent increase on the tacos, and it was a 50-cent increase on the obviously nachos, and the tacos cost more than the nachos, so there's no way that both would be 50 cents exactly on tax, no matter what. Without even having to do the math, you could figure that obviously that it's not a tax issue, but having done the math, obviously, then that we know now that having done the math, that's not the issue.
But I just want to say that, if you are an annual pass holder and you're there all the time and you go over to the booth and you ask the cast member, well, why was this only $8 something now or before and now it's $19? They will say, oh, well, because there's no tax. There's tax included here and over there was, different, blah, 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 blah.
If that happened, I'd be ready with exactly how much the tax is supposed to be.
That's my point. So they would try to tell you something different, and then a lot of people are like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That tax was added to this price, and this tax is included here. But yeah, if you do the math, you'd figure out the price is still more than before, and it would be just like when you go up to the counter and ask for a refill, and they say it's against the law to do it. Lies.
Dirty.
Yeah, so, oh well. I still do want to try those tacos.
I want to try the tacos, but now I'm going to be more in trying to have a second parfait or have the Milano or have the falafel. I'm going to be more inclined to have that stuff because I know I can get a discount.
You're a falafel.
Thank you.
All right, so yeah, I said on Thursday I was in the parks, and the reason for that was because over there at DCA at the Sunset Showcase Theater, they had a Summer of Heroes sizzle video, and that premiered for APs. Okay, I got a picture earlier in the week or basically the front of the theater.
Yeah,
it
Michael.
changed. Yeah, Michael sent me the picture, and I did tell him, you know what? If something happens, it's going to happen this weekend because I hadn't heard anything about this.
Yeah, this was another thing that was just kind of dumped on us.
No one heard anything about this, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go over there. So I headed to the park. Unfortunately, Shadow couldn't go because he actually got his eye operation on that day. That was the day he had his surgery on his eye. We talked about it before, him having a patch on his eye.
Yeah, he got his pirate surgery.
So he didn't actually have those.
He got a bionic eye now.
He didn't actually have the surgery after the day we talked about it, but he did that day, so he couldn't go to the park because he was one-eyed.
So you better watch it because I can see through things now.
Uh-oh.
One-eye Willie.
Hint,
Wait.
Women, hint, better dress up.
All right, so I headed over to the park solo
Solo.
to see what this sizzle video was all about.
Was
And
it sizzling? Was it like sizzle?
maybe some parts. But basically, it's like what we thought it was going to be, just like the Jedi, what's it called? Path to the Jedi. Just like that over at Tomorrowland. Same thing, basically showing clips from the...
Path to the Marvel.
Yes, Path to the Marvel universe. Showing clips from the different Marvel movies, Iron Man and Ant-Man and all the mans and stuff like that.
Catman.
There's no Spider-Man. Was there a Spider-Man? I don't think there's a Spider-Man. I don't remember there was a Spider-Man. There might have been a Spider-Man.
But there's no trailer at the end or anything like there was with Path to the Jedi, right?
No.
Okay.
No. It was just basically, like I said, all the mans and, of course, Thor and, all that kind of stuff. So it's basically the same thing.
Basically, it's the story till now.
I guess. I know what you're trying
You're
to
not
say.
really caught up with the story, so you can't really say for sure.
I don't know if there's tying in. I mean, the only movie I haven't seen are the Thors. But Winter Soldier, I've seen that. Captain America, the first one. I've seen all the captains.
So except for the Thor and Guardian stuff, that's the only thing that you'd be kind of...
Yeah, so I don't know if it's... To me, it doesn't look like everything's tying in.
Oh, so it's all just kind of jumping around?
Yeah, to me. I mean, you would have to watch it and tell me, but I don't think it does because, after watching like Ant-Man and then it goes to maybe Iron Man, it doesn't look like it's tying into anything, just basically showing the characters.
So it's not even then Path of Jedi, because at least that's kind of trying to go through and show some sort of chronology at least.
Yeah. So,
even if it is jumping around, it's still showing some sort of chronology, but this just sounds like it's I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, so like I said, you would have to go and watch and tell me if anything does tie in, but to me it doesn't. It's just showing you the clips from the different Marvel movies. But I mean, it's pretty cool when it's like 100 degrees outside and you want to go in there and sit down and, get some air. It's pretty cool. And inside they have some of the costumes from, Thor and Captain America and Black Widow. And there was one more. I don't remember who it was.
Not really. Is it Hawkeye?
Oh, it might be Hawkeye. Yeah, I think I see arrows back there.
Okay, then it's probably Hawkeye.
So yeah, and yeah, Hawkeye, that guy. So it's pretty cool. They have all these little costumes there. You can go and see inside when you go into the waiting area before you go into the theater. But yeah, I mean, if you guys really want to go check this out, like I said, it's pretty cool. Just go in there and get cooled off. But maybe you will see a connection through all the videos or the different scenes or something. I don't know. I didn't see anything connecting.
Hey, Bennett, cool off.
Probably jumping around like a Tarantino movie.
It was jumping around like Ant-Man jumps around. But yeah, it wasn't, they didn't even give anything out to pass holders. And since like this wasn't like announced ahead of time, so pass holders didn't know this was going to happen or knew anything was going on, they actually opened it up to everybody later on because they weren't getting the crowd to go in there. So yeah, they basically opened it up and let everyone go in.
What a surprise!
Yeah. So yeah, it does have basically that the effects they use, with, what I noticed? I don't know if I really noticed this in the other previews they had there, but when you're sitting there, you'll hear the fans come on, like the air come on. You hear the air come on, and then it stops. And then when they're at a scene where it's windy or something, then you feel the air. So that was pretty cool how they did that. I thought that was pretty tight because it's like you hear the motor come on, and then it turns off, and then boom, you feel the air right when you're supposed to feel it.
Technically, that's cool.
Technically, it's cool.
I mean, technical on it from a technical aspect.
Yeah.
It's cool. I know that's what I know. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
From a technical aspect, from a taking me out of the show or taking me out of the effect aspect, that wouldn't be very good to hear the motor.
Oh, right. But
from a technical aspect, it's cool.
But you know what? I don't know. I mean,
did you hear the motor because you were looking for it, or did you hear the motor because it's loud? And there was nothing going on to cover it.
I heard it. It was loud, and then I was like, "Well, what's that?" And then I heard it turn off, and then I felt the air, and then I look, and then I'm looking at the screen, and you see the air, and like, if they're riding a motorcycle or something, then you feel the air.
Right.
So it was pretty cool. I don't know how many people would actually hear it, or pay attention to what it was because they're all into the movie watching it. So, but I thought it was pretty cool. The lighting effects in there was really tight. I mean, like I said, it's just like all the experience you had before with the wind and the water and stuff.
It all sounds pretty pointless.
I believe that. Yeah, it is pointless.
And the only reason I can think of why they even bothered to do is because they have no other movie preview to put in there right now.
I guess.
Because, do they not have anything else, I guess, coming out during the rest of the summer that they could have in there as a preview? Because it's like, otherwise, you're not going to leave the Pirates in the preview in there forever.
Oh no!
You want to do something with it. I'm trying to think of what they did last year, but then again, we've constantly been in this thing where they transition to something else. Like maybe I think actually this time last year it was still Frozen, wasn't it?
I don't know.
So it's like we haven't really had like a period where there was nothing to put in there as far as a movie preview. But now because they're like, oh, well, we don't know what to put in there, but let's just put a montage of some Marvel stuff to tie in with our blah 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 Summer of Heroes. I'm like, well, I guess it's just as dumb as the fact that Path to the Jedi's been in there for a year and a half and it's still the same.
Yeah. But anyways, like if you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. Get some air conditioning, get some air blowing on your face and water and all that kind of jazz. But yeah, it's pretty pointless and it's like whatever.
To me, I'd like to think that it's just a placeholder until, say, whenever, and they might put a Thor preview in there or something like that. I don't know, because I'm thinking that if they end up doing a preview for Coco, that would go into the Bugs
probably
life.
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is that maybe this is a placeholder, and then they'll just leave it there, leave this what's there until maybe just before Thor, and we might get a Thor preview. But that's the only thing I could really think of.
I'm going to spoil the end for you, but it's not a big spoiler. Who gives a crap? Anyway, at the end of it, they do list all the movies coming up, all the Marvel stuff. So
not really a spoiler since I already know all that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But
that's cool. That's kind of cool.
They do give you a whole list of everything coming up, things like that. So, yeah. But yeah, check it out if you guys want to. It's all right, I guess. All right, so Saturday, we all went to the parks to go check out this band called Undecided Future. Now, we talked about last week how I was undecided about my future because I didn't know if I wanted to go see them or Identity Theft. So I decided, okay, you know what? We'll go check out the Undecided Future.
And I think we came to that conclusion just because the name sounded cooler.
Well,
that's kind of where I came to it.
I looked up Identity Theft, and I saw that they're just a corporate band, even though everyone knows Todd McCall from Mad T was in their band. But we're like, okay, they're just one of those corporate bands you hire for your Christmas parties. So it's like, whatever. I looked up Undecided Future, and I saw they actually played last year in DCA for the Performing Arts. And, hey, they played September. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I sent it to Anthony. Check him out.
The first thing I thought when he sends me this video, I look at it, and you get a screenshot with the video.
Yeah.
And they look like a boy band.
Yes, they do.
First thing I thought was these guys look like a boy band. So I'm expecting to turn on the video and for it to be something stupid.
Bye, bye, bye.
Right. Or, I mean, you know what? I actually would have been more okay with that than anything they played, to be honest, because they were no treasure. We'll get to that in a minute. But, so I watched the video. I'm like, oh, well, that's definitely not what I was expecting. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Then I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe they're a 70s band, dressed like a boy band. Then, so it's kind of uncertain. Well, I mean, I think we would have been screwed either way, no matter which day we would have went, to be honest. But you know what? In retrospect, I think I would have rather went with the 80s band. Because uncertain future, yeah, well, it's not so uncertain because they suck and they got no future.
So basically, we don't understand why bands are playing the same songs like 2 to 3 times in their sets. Well, not one set, but through the whole 4 sets they do.
We've been seeing bands at Disneyland collectively for like 30 years.
Whoa. Never
Right?
thought about that. Yeah.
I mean, you guys have been seeing bands there since the 80s.
Yeah.
We've been seeing bands together at Disneyland since the 90s.
Right.
This new batch of bands, this is the first time, and I asked him if that's the true or if I'm just imagining it, that this is the first time I can ever think of a band where they didn't have enough material to go through 4 sets, much less if they would have been in the old format with 5 sets. Imagine?
Right?
Because we had that band a couple weeks ago, the Beach Boys band, which the 3rd set they started playing some repeats. I'm like, okay, fine. We know for a fact that they're a cruise line band. Cruise line sets would probably be an hour. I could totally get that they only have an hour's worth of material, even though there's no real excuse for that because they're playing a specific type of music and there's so much music to draw off of just specifically from the Beach Boys. But anyways, you guys were already there for the first set, and then you're like, oh yeah, they already played September. It was the first song.
Yes.
And then you look at Rebecca and you're like, hey, they played your song Treasure because she likes to pick up pennies on the floor and calls it her treasure. So he said that was her song. And I'm like, oh, that's funny. Oh, okay. So second set rolls around. All of a sudden, Treasure comes on. Like, wait a minute. Didn't you just say that they played the song in the first set? Yeah. Next thing you know, September comes on. Was that the 3rd set they played September the second time? I don't remember. All I know is that in all, they ended up playing Treasure 3.5 times because I think they even included part of it, Treasure in a medley towards the end.
Yes.
Or was that the 3rd time? I don't remember. All I know is that this band couldn't even get through a second set of 30 minutes without already repeating material. How sucky do they have to be to not be able to? I mean, you know what? I'm no musician, and I'm probably shouldn't have room to talk, but you know what? If you're going to be up there performing in front of people for 4 times, you know what? You should probably have 2 hours worth of music, to be honest. I mean, that is what you're getting paid for, I assume, to play music for 2 hours.
You do have rehearsal studios, so you can practice songs you don't know.
Now, I don't understand what's going on either because Crimson Apple did the same thing.
Did they?
And
not as much as this band did.
But when we asked about that, they said, well, they didn't have enough songs to play, which made sense to us because they are a new band and they're a young band and stuff like that.
But this band, you said that video you saw of them was from a year ago.
Right. You know, so I mean, I'm just saying that when Crimson Apple did the same thing, we came up, okay, well, they didn't have enough material. This is the first time playing Disneyland. They're brand new. They're young. That's cool. Whatever. But when you have all these professional, quote unquote, professional bands playing the same crap over and over, you're just like, well, what's going on? Now, I want to see Thomasina again because we know what she plays. We know she has a big set list of tons of songs.
Never repeats.
And, you know, back in the day when she would have a drummer come in who came in and she says, you know, let's give it up to so-and-so. He had to come and learn 35 songs because that's what she played, 35 songs in her whole set. So I'm just wondering if she's doing the same thing. Is she
We've seen Thomasina, though, since they came back.
Yeah, but I need to pay attention. I need to go and check her out again and see if they're doing the same thing, and then I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Right. I mean, because we know for sure that Our Days Night is not doing it. And we could probably say for sure, even though I haven't seen Scott yet, that Scott Bruce isn't doing it. But those two, they have specific things that they do. They have costume changes.
Yeah.
They can't really repeat songs.
Right.
It's not within their programming. But I would be very surprised if Thomasina's doing it, and that it's just got to be something that's kind of the new bands only. Maybe because I don't know if I didn't notice 80s All-Stars do it.
No, 80s All-Stars never did it. Like Thomasina never did it. Not even.
Well, I'm not talking about before. I'm talking about now.
Oh no.
And because you guys haven't seen 80s All-Stars yet since they've been back. We saw 80s All-Stars on the Sunday, and I don't recall them repeating.
Yeah, because you would know hearing another 80s song over and over.
Yeah, you would know. But these songs, these are bands that are used to obviously playing there. They're also bands that are used to having enough material for 5 sets.
But prior to this too,
at least Thomasina in 80s All-Stars.
What I got told that even that old band Boats did the same thing, and that was probably a year and a half or maybe 2 years ago.
See, we never went and saw them though.
Yeah, I never saw them.
I'm just trying to figure out who they were, because there was one band that was like
Stellar.
No, I know Stellar. They're not so stellar. But no, there was one band that kind of like played their own crap too. But then there was another band that was basically Thomasina's band with a different lead singer. So that's what I'm trying to figure out who was who.
But Stellar had 2 girl singers, right?
I don't know.
I just remember they had at least one. But it's really weird. We're gonna pay more attention to the bands as they go on. There's a lot more new bands coming up that need to be checked out. Some of them we know are form bands. Some of them are other newer bands. Some of them have names that are really weird.
Snuffleupagus.
Yes. Well, we know that they're coming back at some point. But we also have Leaping Lizards.
Yeah.
And we've got another Beach Boys band coming up that I want to check out. But we got all kinds of stuff going on. We're just going to have to see if this is a trend with just new bands, because we definitely haven't noticed it with the bands that are returning. So.
All right, so before we move on, we just really want to say real quick that MousePIRE Invades the Ravine is sold out. Yes, we told you should get on that deal, $25, but hey, you know what? You snooze, you lose. It is sold out, and we will be there this Friday. Yoo-hoo! Dodgers are taking on the Colorado Rockies. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. It'll be a lot of fat time in the stadium. And we're going to tip over the reserve level. Hey, we are actually going to be doing, our next one is, we're going to invade Castle Park. And I'm glad that we got the dates for Fantasmic and all that other stuff, so we know we can schedule around that. So that's going to be in July. And we will be posting all the information on that soon. So come join us as MousePIRE invades Castle Park. And then we'll be doing another one in August. Well, we haven't decided where that's going to be. So this is the summer of MousePIRE. Make sure you're following our social medias so you guys will know where we're going to be. And you guys can come join us as we have fun this summer. So like I said, August, we're still going to think about. And then, you know what? We might go back to the stadium. We might go back to the ravine. We'll see what happens. We will see. So stay tuned, and we'll let you know what's going on. But yeah, MousePIRE Invades the Ravine is sold out, and I want to say thank you to all of you guys who bought tickets, and we can't wait to see you on Friday. It's going to be fun. Fun.
Fun on a bun.
Ooh, There's going to be some buns there.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, Those are buttons, not pins.
All right, so last week we gave you guys a bunch of info about D23 panels and stuff and how you can keep busy. Well, I got some even more stuff to keep you busy. I got the full lineup for the Walt Disney Archive stage.
Oh, wow.
And wow, I mean, I don't even know how you could even find time to do anything with so much coolness going on. Because I'll tell you what, on Friday, out of the night when the full moon is bright, Zorro, 60 years of the horseman known as Zorro.
Whoa.
Yeah, 60 years ago, Zorro came on the Mickey Mouse Club and Wonderful World of Disney and all the different places that any of us have ever seen him. I know some of you kids out there probably don't even know nothing about Zorro because, you didn't grow up with it. And since they don't show that crap anymore because they're stupid.
Just the Antonio Banderas version.
Right, which is good. But
Yeah, it is.
So we got a little bit of it'll be probably like a 1 hour or so 1 or 2 hour retrospective about the production of the Zorro show and everything about that, including the little tidbit which I did not know. Did you know that Roy Disney refused to spend the company's money on Zorro? So Walt turned around, he just bought the rights to Zorro with his own money.
Oh.
It started
wow.
work on the series.
Wow.
He said, "Screw you, brother." And then that also Zorro helped finance the 1959 expansion. That will be hosted by Disney historian and author Bill Cotter. After that, at 1:30, you got Walking with Giants, a virtual visit to Walt Disney's Hyperion Studio. That will be hosted by animation historian Hans Park. And they'll just be going through different things about the history of the Hyperion Studio. After that is one that I would love to have gone to, and that is Ludwig von Drake and Walt Disney's colorful TV revolution. And then we'll talk about the transformation of Wonderful World of Disney to Wonderful World of Color and all the color shows and everything that Walt was more than happy to be a forerunner in the use of color in television and all that. Ludwig von Drake, who was created specifically to introduce the world to color TV.
Yeah.
At 4:30 after that, Ink and Paint, the Women of Walt Disney's Animation. Now that is a tie-in with actually a book that was just announced today is going to be at the Dream Store, I believe. It's going to be at one of the stores. Hopefully not the one you got to stand in line to get into 3 hours for. But that will be based on a book by Mindy Johnson, also called Ink and Paint, The Women of Walt Disney's Animation. And it'll just talk about the many women artists throughout the history of Disney animation and their contributions to that. And of course, to the influx of women in animation up to modern times. And then finally, on Friday at 6 p.m., Park Stars, original characters of the Disney parks. That'll talk about people like Figment, Big Al, Shandu, the Hatbox Ghost, Liver Lips, and many more. That'll be with Imagineers Jason Grant and Diana Brost, and they will take you on a journey to the many original characters created specifically for the parks.
Cool.
On Saturday, we'll start out the day with Mark Davis.
Yes.
Goes to Wed. Amazing artistry and designs of the legendary Disney Imagineer. That will be hosted by Pixar's Pete Docter and Walt Disney Imagineering's Christopher Merritt. And they will show amazing and unseen artwork, photographs, and that is also one I believe is also based on a book that is being worked on about Mark Davis.
Cool.
After that, The Hidden Art of Disney, a behind-the-scenes look at the They Drew as They Pleased book series. Once again, that's another one that talks about it's based on a book. It's mainly about Disney's concept artists and things like that. Doesn't really give a lot of details on that one. Just that it's about different pre-production artwork and stuff like that. It's a series that'll eventually include a total of 6 books. And that will be hosted by the author Didier Gez. I don't know. I probably killing that. Next one, Walt K. and Marceline, a very big small town story that is hosted by Kay Malins, who will reminisce about a lifetime of pixie dust-filled memories with Walt Roy and Ruth Disney that led to her current role as executive director of the Walt Disney Hometown Museum in Marceline, Missouri. After that, Disney and Pixar did that. The advertisements and animated commercials. Archives and research specialists from across the Walt Disney Company who helped to oversee Disney and Pixar historical collections will share with you rarely seen advertising campaigns and animated commercials from the 1930s all the way to Pixar's efforts in the 1990s. So that one sounds really interesting because it's all stuff that you wouldn't have known about. Next up, finally, on Saturday at 6 p.m., Yesterday's Tomorrow, Disney's Magical Mid-Century. That'll be based on yet another book by Don Hahn called Yesterday's Tomorrow, Disney's Magical Mid-Century. Wow, imagine that. And that will be hosted by the author Don Hahn, and it will be covering mostly, it's like a Valentine to Disney of the 50s and 60s. And finally on Sunday, Writing with Walt, Researching in the Magic Kingdom of Good Eating.
Ooh.
It is another one based on a book called Eat Like Walt by Marcy Smothers. It's basically a culinary tour of the park's 6 lands.
That sounds pretty cool.
That's obviously, I imagine, Disneyland, even though it's called Magic Kingdom. Disneyland's food transports as much as it satiates us, or as Walt declared, the food is as fabulous as the fun, too.
Fat time with Walt.
Exactly. Next up, Walt Disney Signature Collection presents the 75th anniversary of Bambi. Of course, I told you guys last week that there would be a screening of Bambi. It will be a look back at the movie. You can look forward to hearing personal stories from the voice cast, anecdotes, artwork, and much more. Next up, Magic in the Details, how Disney historical collections continue to inspire. Join Disney archivists and collection managers as they explain how historical materials from company collections help to extend the life of a story beyond the project's completion. Learn how preserved artwork, photography, and music have been used to inspire new generations of Disney artists. And then Sleeping Beauty Castle Walkthrough, celebrating 60 years of Walt Disney's most charming tableau.
Oh.
This will be a look back with Tony Baxter and Christopher Merritt as they take you through the history and development of the inside walkthrough of Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, specifically, you get a whole thing just about the little walkthrough.
That's tight.
And that'll talk about from its beginnings in the 1950s all the way through its reawakening in 2008.
I remember that.
And then finally, to end Sunday, Pop Disney, 6 Degrees of Separation. How were the many worlds of Disney, such as Marvel, Lucasfilm, and the Muppets, all connected long before they were part of Walt Disney Company? This will be hosted by archivist Justin Arthur and Disney character voice Brett Iwan, and they will take you on an exploration of Disney's place in the pop culture spectrum, strange historical facts, and little-known connections across the years, with rarely seen clips and imagery.
Isn't that Mickey Mouse?
Yes. All that going on just on the archive stage.
Would you say that there's a plethora of stuff going on?
I would say there's a great plethora of stuff going on that if you miss one thing, I think there may not be a problem going up if you miss some of the things that have long lines. I'd say just go up to the archive stage and just pop in, because I have a feeling that a lot of those panels aren't going to be that filled.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, unless you get some of the ones like with Tony Baxter or any of those guys, but I mean, some of these other ones may have some space in them. So if you really miss out on some of the bigger panels and stuff like that we talked about last week or previously, then hey, go to the archive stage, pop in, learn about Zorro, or commercials, or Walt's hometown, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now we got the announcement this week that was so subtle and weirdly out of place and late that this guy didn't even know it happened. And that's the announcement that Jack Kirby is going to be made a Disney legend. Now, I know what you're saying that, a month and a half ago already now that we announced the Disney Legends
Yes.
and talked about Oprah?
Yes.
Where was Jack Kirby then? Is this like an afterthought? Did they all of a sudden decide that they want to make Jack Kirby a Disney legend? Now, for the uninitiated, including possibly some of my cohorts here with me, Jack Kirby is basically the guy along with Stan Lee that created the Marvel Universe.
Oh, that Kirby guy.
Yes, that
Not
Kirby.
the video game dude.
Or the vacuum. Yes, he helped Stan create the Avengers, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, Ant-Man, Wasp, Black Panther, S.H.I.E.L.D., and the Inhumans.
Ah, we talked about them too.
Yes, indeed. So, there's no real explanation of why he's just now being announced. I mean, was there some uproar over why Stan Lee was being inducted and not Jack Kirby? I don't know. It just seems really, really weird that so much after the fact that we would get an announcement of an additional, or there was an issue with his family, because there's been fights with Jack Kirby's family and Marvel for many, many years about his rightful ownership of some of the characters and stuff like that. So maybe there would need to be some permission from his family or something like that to finally get him in there. You know, there's various different things. I've seen it happen before. Most recently, with like the WWE Hall of Fame, that there's been people they wanted to induct, but they needed permission from either the family or finally make reconciliation with the person themselves. Like I remember that was the case with Ultimate Warrior. There had been a falling out for quite a few years, and then he came and was inducted in the Hall of Fame finally after reconciliation. So maybe it was something with the family or something like that. Really, who knows? It just seemed very, very strange. But congratulations to Jack Kirby and his family.
Yeah.
He will get his rightful place along with Stan Lee as a Disney legend.
Cool.
All right, and one more little bit thing that actually came in, I believe, today from D23 was the announcement about some merchandise. Of course, we'll be getting our usual Disney Dream Store, the D23 Dream Store, which will be usually the one that's easier to get into.
Yes.
And it'll have all your regular D23 merchandise and your artwork and your statues and your vinylmations and all that crap. And then you got the frickin' bane of my existence, the Disney Store, which is the one that usually takes, like, you usually have to stand in line for like 2 hours to get into. All I don't know is, remember, that's the one I told the story many times that in 2013, I stood in line for 3 hours. I permanently, I swear, jacked up my knee, and I didn't even buy anything. So, at least the last time in 2015, I actually found something to buy in there. So, even though it wasn't really anything that great. Oh, I bought a cell phone case that I'd never used just because I liked the artwork on it. As I mentioned before, there's several books coming out, including the actual book, Ink and Paint, The Women of Walt Disney's Animation. These are all on sale, will be on sale at the Disney Dream Store to the people there before it's available to the public, in some cases months before it's available. Also, A Kiss Goodnight by Richard Sherman. A book about the search for the lost Oswald cartoons, and Art of Nightmare Before Christmas. Of course, they'll have their usual signings there. You'll have your usual exclusive Tsum Tsums, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit 90th anniversary merchandise, Snow White and Seven Dwarfs 80th anniversary merchandise, Bambi's 75th anniversary merchandise. You know what I mentioned earlier about a Bambi screening? It actually wasn't Bambi screening. It was the Snow White screening that actually I mentioned last week. There is no Bambi screening.
Oh, okay.
So I had it wrong. I got my anniversary mixed up. For the first time ever, Disney Store will be offering a Marvel collection at the expo, featuring limited edition collectibles, pin set, lithographs, and ornaments. I told you before, I believe that Ashley Eckstein revealed that her universe would be moving into some... Yes, I talked about it after Star Wars Celebration, that her universe
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
yeah,
moving
yeah.
into some park merchandise and shirts and everything. Some of those will premiere and have exclusive pieces specifically for the Disney store that will be available for the first time and before the public. The Disney store will also have its usual Star Wars stuff. As highlights, of course, there's some nice drinkware cups that they show the picture of them there. They look really cool, and then they kind of push them under the table and barely mention them in the article. They talk about the Elite Series premium action figures. Now, I'm guessing that's basically going to be the same as the ones they released in the Disney store in 2015, and they had the gigantic set that was a bunch of figures. They're only going to be selling them in pairs, but those are going to retail for $79.95 each, and edition size of 1,000 each. So,
Lord.
I'd rather just try and send somebody into the Disney store to get these cups, these mugs or cups or whatever they are. They look really cool.
Maybe you can get Tim Chicka Fresh too.
Right, because I know you'll probably have no reason to stand in that line and go in the Disney store. Now, what they announced, that we got the Disney Designer Collection. That's, I guess, what was formerly known as the Disney Fairy Tale Designer Collection. I don't understand why. I guess if there's not going to be fairy tales anymore. I don't know. I'm not really sure what this is. They're kind of I don't know what they are. They don't show any pictures. They just tell about it. I hate it when they just don't show pictures. Just talking about classic assortment, tell iconic stories, blah, blah, blah. It just says 3 of the new limited edition dolls will be available for purchase. Part of the Fairy Tale series, they're going to have Pinocchio. The Folk Tale series, they will have a Mulan. And then the Pixar Animation Studio series, they will have The Incredibles. So that's why they're dropping the Fairy Tale Designer Collection, because now it's just the Designer Collection. And within that, they're going to have sub-sections, I guess, of the Fairy Tale, Folk Tale, and Pixar. You can also preview and pre-purchase a set of the 5 limited edition dolls that will be releasing at Disney Store between September and November. And that will be, the Fairy Tale series will have Little Mermaid, Tangled, and Robin Hood. And the Folk Tale series will have Moana and 101 Dalmatians. And that's it. I believe that most of this stuff is actually, other than the books at the bottom, I believe that most of this stuff will be the actual Disney Store, the one that's hard to get into. So just be ready for that.
Yeah, it gets crowded over there. Make sure you get your tickets. I know Saturday's sold out, and I believe there's still tickets for Friday and Sunday. So if you guys are planning on going, hurry up and get your tickets. And there is a lot of stuff going on, so you can keep yourself entertained for those couple of days you're there. And if you're going all 3 days, then hey, there's tons of stuff to do. So get on over to the D23 Expo. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be fun. And we'll be there, and you can look for us, check out our social medias, and find out where we are. We'll be doing some meetups over there. If you are in the expo, all you have to do is message us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and say, hey, where are you guys at? And we'll let you know. We can meet up and stuff like that. It's going to be pretty cool. I think Shadow's going to be doing interviews with cosplayers.
Yes, that's going to be great. And I'm going to be dressing up.
So, yeah, come find us at D23.
I won't be attending D23, unfortunately, but definitely will be at the parks. I know these guys will be going to the parks afterwards, most likely, and other people will be going to the parks at some point during the expo. I am definitely looking forward to, I believe it was the Wednesday or Thursday meetup with Bubba.
Yes, Bubba. We're going to go meet up with him.
And that will be taking place at Downtown Disney, so even people who don't have a pass will be able to go for that meetup.
And if you don't know who Bubble is, then you're just wrong.
All right, so we're going to do a quick shout out, and we're going to thank Stephanie Quist. She is a new member of the Patreon family.
Yeah, give us money.
We'd like to say thank you, Stephanie, for donating to us. We really, really appreciate that. All right, so we did give a big old shout out on our Facebook page and social medias to Stephanie, and her comment was, thanks for all your hard work, guys. It makes a world of difference. So we appreciate that. Also, she told her that even though she gave to us before I actually talked about the video that you can see for $5, I told her that she qualifies for the deal. She actually hadn't heard the episode yet at that time. I said, well, once you listen to it, and if you decide you want it, you get it since you did, already give to us. So it's part of the deal. So once again, thank you, Stephanie. We really appreciate it. And the rest of you guys, if you guys want to be part of the Patreon family, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/MousePIRE. And you can give any amount you want, and we actually got some new rewards. So if you decide to give $3 per month, we will follow you on Instagram and Twitter, whichever one you have. If you have both, we'll follow you on both. $40, you guys will get a production credit. So at the end of the episode, you will be one of our producers for the MousePIRE podcast. And for $75, you will be a guest on the MousePIRE podcast. We will probably kick out Shadow for a little bit. Now you can come and join us, and you can share your Disney stories, or we can talk about Disney, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about. You guys can do that. So that's, like I said, $3 a month will be a follow on social media. $40, we'll get a producer credit. $75, we'll be a guest on the show. We have some other stuff that we're going to be working on for more rewards. So stay tuned for that. We'll be posting those on social medias when those become available. So yeah, head over to patreon.com/MousePIRE and you can donate there. And don't forget to visit YouTube. Check out our channel on YouTube. Search for MousePIRE Podcast and subscribe. Check out the videos there. We have the videos of the newly opened Big Thunder Trail. We also have a video of Autopia. We have a video of the flag retreat ceremony. And also coming up, you will see a video of awareness for autism when we were there in April. You will see that video up on our channel. So go check out YouTube. Like I said, search MousePIRE Podcast, subscribe, check out the videos, and like them.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that when we were there on Saturday, it was the 45th anniversary of the Main Street Electro Parade. Happy birthday.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Hey, it's time for the mail.
Oh, yes, it is.
Do we have any?
Yes, we do. We have a couple of emails here. And our first one is from Nancy.
Good old Nancy.
We're doomed. She says listening. Her subject line is listening and listening.
I have a question. How's she not caught up yet?
She has
She
kids.
shouldn't have missed in the meet in the middle by now.
She has kids.
Going by when she started and going by what episode she keeps saying she moves up to.
That's what I thought.
I thought for sure she should have met up with the episode she started with by now.
I thought so too. All right, she says, I'm listening, but I know by tomorrow or today, number 92 will come out. And yes, this was actually before 92 came out. So, all right, episode 77, Red Velvet Fast Passes. Race volunteers. My husband volunteered for the race this year. When he heard that they were moving to paid workers, he wasn't surprised. On the first day, he spent the morning passing out shirts, but then they asked him to go help in a kids' room. It was a place for kids to color and do crafts. It can just have one person, but the person they had did not want to be there. I wouldn't want to be there either. So he would come and go and complained on and on about having to do this crappy job. Finally, he just left and never came back, and my husband was left alone. Mark was okay with that because the kids were better behaved than that man. Mark was rewarded the next day when they let him hand out the kids' items for the race. He got a kick out of seeing crying kids get all happy when they got their ears. Hey, that's pretty cool. They got ears. I want some ears.
Yeah.
And then she says, where is Shadow? He's been missing.
I have?
I guess so.
Around that time, apparently, you were.
All right, episode 78. Game over, Warren Beatty. She has a little public service announcement here. If you haven't donated to MousePIRE, you really should. Well, thank you for that. All right, so now we're moving on to episode 79. One at a time. Beauty and the Beast. I love this movie too. I liked it so much I saw it twice. My only complaint is the gay character. Haha, just kidding. It was the Be Our Guest scene. The first time I didn't notice, but the second time I realized that Emma looked so stiff. Maybe not stiff, but you could tell that it was fake. I know that sounds...
Wait, how does she look stiff if she's a teapot? Oh, that Emma.
Yes.
You said Be Our Guest, and you said Emma, and I was thinking Emma Thompson automatically for some reason.
No,
because she sung the song.
Where were we at? She says, I know that sounds dumb, but it didn't look like she was a part of the scene. She was just in the background. There were times, too, she was supposed to be looking at the dancing plates, but her eyes were planted some other place. Did you notice that? However, it was still great.
I did not notice that. If anything, that's not necessarily her fault. That's bad direction as far as the ping pong ball.
Right. Whoever's directing her where to look at.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, that would be Bill Condon's fault because, I mean, when you got an actor that's supposed to be looking at stuff that's obviously going to be added digitally later, you really got to make sure that your reference point is in the right place, and then you have to make sure that your actor is constantly looking at that reference point. Otherwise, obviously it's going to mess up the shot.
All right, well, that's it for her email, and hopefully she is pretty close to getting caught up, we hope.
I wish we remembered what episode that was she started on, because it seems like she should be caught up already, because it seems like that, because those episodes that she's talking about are whatever around the time of that's March, end of February, beginning of March, because that's when the Oscars and Beauty and the Beast came out. So it just seems like we've been getting emails from her for way back than March.
Yeah, because I thought she was catching up and then listening to the previous one, or the latest one.
That's what I thought, unless she wasn't doing that.
What are you doing, Nancy?
I know. Can we get some clarification on what you're doing? Because we've gotten letters from her where she talks about the old episode, but then she'll talk about the new episode that she just listened to. So I'm really confused about where she's, I mean, because the episode's 79, I mean, we're at 92, or this is 93, so that's not really that far off. And it seems like we've been getting emails from her forever.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got to catch up because I'm not part of some of them.
All right, so our next email is from Dan the Man.
Hey, Dan.
And his subject line is Groot.
We are.
He says, hey, guys.
Hey.
Been seeing pictures of Groot online and want to see if this qualifies for a Dirty Award. Groot comes out during the dance party and stays for about 10 to 15 minutes after for pics. He then leaves and comes back after the next dance party an hour later, meaning you wait an hour to an hour and a half to get a pic. I call it dirty. You? See you on Friday for some fat times, Dan.
I'm not really sure what he's talking about because I haven't seen it play out like that. Because I talked about a couple weeks ago, Groot comes out right at the dance party is over when he comes out, basically.
Right.
And he talks to them, and then they leave. And then he starts his photo op. Then he does this photo op for a little bit, and then there was a stop, because that's what happened to us, is we got stopped right there. And there's always miscommunication between the people and Groot, whether he should leave, that Groot doesn't know he's supposed to be leaving. And then he leaves, and then maybe like 10 minutes he comes back. We don't know if they're changing Groots, or if Groot's just, draining the old stem. So we don't know what's happening in that period. What he's talking about is something I have not heard about, is him coming out and then them stopping and then him not coming back out again until the next dance party. Unless they're adding more dance parties, I haven't heard anything about what Dan's talking about. So is this something that actually happened to him, or
probably? I
don't know. I mean, I don't know if it was just a special situation for the day he went, or if it's something, or if it's changed since when it happened with us. Well, because when it happened with us, you figured that was the Tuesday right after it had started. So all the times I've seen, I haven't really gone over there to watch the dance party or see Groot much since then. So I think it's something definitely worth investigating. Sounds like a job for MousePIRE Investigations.
All right, yeah. So, Dan, we will see you on Friday as MousePIRE invades the ravine. So, thank you for your email. Appreciate that. Hey, guess what?
But I don't know.
Did you say but?
I don't know.
Well, we have no email from Dirty Michael.
Dirty. He gets the dirty award. But then he's already dirty because he's doing duty.
You know what? We know that he's taking care of his child. He made it plain that he's going to be stuck at home for the foreseeable future. But I'm going to call him out anyways and say that, boom, you're not watching the baby the whole time. That baby's asleep half the time. Write your damn email. Do your job.
So, yeah, no email from Michael. He's doing duty. So, we'll leave it at that.
You do.
Because you know what? I bet he's finding time to play some Battlefield 1. Dirty. Calling it out.
All right, so thank you for your email, Nancy. Let us know how you're not caught up by now. And thank you, Dan the Man. See you Friday.
Yes.
And if anyone has any questions, comments, tips, your own tip of the week, since we don't have a tip of the week this week, I'm going to say tip of the week will be don't go look at that sizzle video. I don't know. Anyway, so if you guys
Keep
have
hydrated, okay?
Yeah, keep hydrated. It's hot. Hot tub hot.
Keep hydrated and go get a hot dog from the bathroom.
Ooh. From the bathroom. All right, so yeah, anyone else has emails, all you have to do is send them to us.
michaelsfired@gmail.com, a.k.a. mousepire@gmail.com. Subject line, Michael's fired.
Yes, send us your emails and we'll read them on our next episode.
Do you have a special occasion coming up? Looking to personalize your trip with a keepsake? Create customized buttons for birthdays, engagements, family vacations, even bridal parties, or just because. Check out buttonsbydiggs.com today. Buttons by Diggs, Buttons by Diggs. Remember, those are buttons, not pins.
All right, so I just want to let everyone know right now, if you head over to buttonsbydiggs.com, you can get free shipping on any order over $14. Simply enter the code SUMMER2017, and you will get free shipping all summer long. This deal will end on September 4th. So, yeah, just like the bands at TLT, it goes through Labor Day. So, head over to buttonsbydiggs.com. Free shipping on all orders over $14. One more time, enter the code SUMMER2017.
Those are buttons, not pins.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's episode. We appreciate you taking time to listen to us. And as always, we are always here for you guys. And if you ever need anything, you know, you can just ask Anthony.
What? Oh, sorry. I don't know.
All right, so yeah, a lot of stuff going on at D23. Make sure you guys go check that out. If you guys, like I said, are planning to go, get your tickets now, and you can enjoy all the awesome things that are going on. You got a lot of things to do besides panels and meet and greets and stuff like that. It's always, like I said before, it's always cool to see all the cosplayers there. Dressing up as your favorite characters. That's really cool. A lot of vendors there. You can go over there and buy a lot of things. And it's not just like if you guys thinking, new things. There's a lot of old things you can buy. Like ticket books and maps and tickets, parking tickets, stuff like that. It's pretty cool to go, just to even look at it. Not even buy it, but just to go look at all that old stuff. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you guys should really go check out D23. It's really fun. And we will be there. Check the social medias to see where we are, or just send us a message. Say, hey, I'm here. I want to meet up with you guys, and hey, we'll find you.
Or we won't.
Well, Anthony won't find you
I'm
because
just kidding.
he won't be there. So
Yes, get your tickets. Hurry. It's only a month away.
yes.
Feels weird having it be so soon because we're used to D23 being in August.
Yeah.
So it feels weird to have it the month sooner in July.
And right after D23, Fantasmic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty cool.
That's right. That is that weekend.
Yes, we're excited for that.
I haven't been built. I keep forgetting that that's that weekend because of the fact that I'm not going to D23, so I'm not in that mindset that it's cool to think that it is that weekend.
Yep, it's that weekend. It's going to be crowded. You're going to have everyone from D23 going to Disneyland and the parks, and you're going to have everyone waiting for Fantasmic and things like that on the Monday. So, hey, it's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. And lots of crazy people. And don't forget, there was 3 showings of Fantasmic for the first week. So, I suggest you go to the 11:30 show.
And join us.
Yes, join us there.
Yes, meet us at
MousePIRE. Oh,
yes, meet us at the Hungry Bear at
ooh.
a time to be decided. We will we should make an event.
Okay. Hey, real quick, speaking of events, I can't stand these people who make events. Oh, the return of Fantasmic, and everyone says, "Oh, I'm going to this event," and it's not really an event because they're not actually going to meet the people who posted this event. It's not that they're actually doing anything like, oh, let's all meet over here.
They're just going to something they would have been going to anyway.
Yeah, so everyone's a follower, and it's like, oh, I'm going to this event. I'm going to this event. Well, you're not going to the event because you're not meeting up with these stupid people anyway. So
right,
yeah,
and they're probably not even going to show up.
Yeah.
See, if we make an event for meeting up at Hungry Bear for the 11 o'clock showing or 11:30 showing of Fantasmic on Monday, well, you're going to meet us.
Yeah, we're going to be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
So yeah. Anyways, don't forget you can go over to Cars Land and meet Cruz Ramirez. That's pretty cool. I got to go over there and meet her, take some pictures. So Shadow can put them on his Instagram and have beautiful pictures of Cruz Ramirez. And for those of you who are joining us as we invade the ravine, well, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I am already hungry for some hot dogs and nachos. And if you guys want to buy me some hot dogs and nachos, I won't say no. But yeah, we are invading the ravine on Friday, so it's going to be pretty cool.
I gotta say, if you can't buy him nachos and hot dogs unless you buy us all nachos and hot dogs.
I'll meet you somewhere and you can buy me.
I'll follow him around everywhere.
Oh, crap.
All right, well, we got no direct plans to go to the park this weekend, but you know how things always change. But with the MousePIRE taking over the ravine on Friday, we'll have to see what happens. But you know what to do. Watch those social medias. MousePIRE on Facebook, at MousePIRE on Twitter and Instagrams. Of course, I am at Empire for Life, Empire_for_life on Twitter. See what all I got going on and stuff I'm posting and pictures of Carl Burke's artwork and blah, blah, blahs.
That's a lot of blah, blah, blahs. But with me, of course, we will be at the ravine, take pictures of us, I'll take pictures of you and put it on my Instagram. And also, I will always take pictures of Disneyland or anywhere that I'm at. If you want to look at them and like them, you can find me on Instagram, Shadow_Vamp. And hopefully, when we're at the ravine, I'll take pictures with you too and post them up and tag you.
All right, you can find me. Maybe I'll take some pictures at the ravine and post them up on Instagram at Baloo1313. I think it's about time I start posting more pictures. I keep saying that, but I just get lazy because I'm always posting pictures other places.
He needs a person to post his pictures.
I do. I need an assistant. If you want to be an assistant, email me.
MousePIRE@gmail.com. Subject line, Diggs Lackey.
So yeah, Baloo1313 on Instagram. And don't forget to follow Buttons by Diggs on Instagram. There you'll see when your order's going out. And don't forget about our free shipping. Yes. Enter the code Summer 2017 and get free shipping all summer long on orders of $14 or more. Don't forget to check out our Patreon page and become a member of our Patreon family, just like Stephanie did. Head over to patreon.com/MousePIRE and you can contribute there. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Head over to YouTube, search MousePIRE Podcast, like our videos, and subscribe to our channel. Like I said, there's some new videos over there and more coming soon. Like I said earlier, we're going to go on the train and sit there for 3 hours, so I'll probably film for 3 hours on the train. So yeah, go check out those. We would really appreciate it.
I still don't know who this Ravine guy is. He should be your assistant. Or at least give some money to Patreon.
There you go.
Until next time, remember, life is like a hurricane over at Lucasfilm. Reshoots, lasers, Millennium Falcons. It's a creative blur. So for Flounder, Daniel Day-Lewis, and Gene Simmons' Hand, I'm Anthony.
I am Chateau.
I'm Diggs.
Bye for now.
This podcast is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Audio, sound bites, and other clips are property of their copyright holders. All original stuff is ours and property of MousePIRE.com.
You're stupid for listening. No, I'm just kidding. They're pins,
They're not button
not
pins.
pins.
They're not button pins.
Or button pins. Except for when it's a button pin. Or when they're pins that you write with.
All right, yeah, fat time in the parks. In the parks?
Parched?
Fat time in the parks.
I like fat time when I'm parched. Because I got the full... Will you stop doing that? Hot dog. Hot dog.
In the Navy, you can sail the 7 seas.